Hello, good morning. I'm so excited to bring you another edition of Joy News Interactive here on the Joy News channel on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144 on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We're Joy News on TV. I'm Peter CBD. Thank you so much for your company. You should send your WhatsApp messages on 050 10 909. It's 050 10 909. Yes, so that's the number 0540 10 909. That's the number. So send us a WhatsApp or a message. Don't call us because we can't pick the call. But 1 year ago, this happened.
Allez, Mati. What's up?
Now, those are some scenes from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology when students embarked on a demonstration to protest oppression from school authorities. Now, the students went on a rampage and vandalized properties belonging to some students as well as the university. A year on, some have been recounting how it all happened with the hashtag KNUST demo at 1. And here are some of your tweets. Remember, you can send us your messages on 0540 10 909. Let's go to Twitter and see what you've been saying about hashtag KNUST demo at 1. So this one says, just woke up seeing this message. Please, am I still dreaming or it's a dream come true? And the message reads, this is to inform students that 22nd October has been declared as a Memorial Day for the unprecedented demonstration held by KNUST students. Hence, this day is now a public holiday in KNUST. Therefore, all students are entreated not to go for lectures. Happy hashtag KNUST demo 1. Don't forget, Aubrey Danso still loves you for your relentless surprises. All right, so this is just a meme from one of the demonstration from last year, and the tweet reads, "This guy is a legend." Hashtag KNUST demo at 1. Another collection of some memes, and they've gathered some memes with a guy sitting. At number D is of the guy who really trended on Twitter when he stole the administrator's carpet. And the tweet reads, "I hear the squad deserves a Nobel prize. They really did an outstanding work, and KNUST is never going to forget them. At KNUST_live says the unthinkable unfolds before our eyes. This was not meant to happen. This could not happen. This was happening. A peaceful demonstration turned into something else. At Continental Scanty says, what at all is that in that handbook that the Chancellor hasn't finished reading? We need our all-male halls back, or Conti and Katanga is an all-male hall. Hashtag KNUST demo at 1. KNUST_live says, the main hashtag of the day is say no to brutality in KNUST. And Nunga Steph Carey says, all the security men at Bernard that day turned themselves to automatic cleaners and porters. So all the security men at Brunei. At Desmond NKB Walker says, lecturers want a pay raise. They're going to strike and use students as leverage. Students demand justice, safe environment, and end to brutality, and lecturers threaten them with attendance and exam. Such levels of weak intellectualism from academia. At Akuya_Nana says, after everything, we didn't change the VCO. Hashtag KNUST demo at 1. All right, so that's the administration carpet, and this is the guy who trended on Twitter. And the tweet reads, on this day last year, a legend did this. And a year later, I wonder if they found the administration carpet. All right, remember to send us your WhatsApp messages. Now, the race to get a replacement for embattled Kwesi Nyantakyi is on. 6 people are currently gunning for that position, 5 men and 1 woman. The 6 are Amanda Clinton, George Mensah, Nanaya Amponsa, Kurt Oreku, George Afriye, and Frederick Papo. And I know how Ghanaians love their football, so we asked you on social media, what issues do you expect a new Ghana Football Association president to tackle? And this is what she had to say on Facebook. Ajem Wang, Bernard says, Nanaya Amponsa is very intelligent. Wow, 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 all the way. Pakwa Kanta says, the commercial and marketing aspect of the game, Fred Papo, was fantastic yesterday in the FA presidential debate. Prince Nana Kwame Boache says, first of all, in the past, Ghana FA means only Black Stars, but we want to see an FA where grassroots football, youth league across the country, and they can still be corrupt, no one cares, but they must renew our hope in football. Minister Eugene says, the commercial aspect is more important to me. Kwesi Banka says, more concentration on juvenile soccer, thus basic school soccer, senior high soccer, and coast teams, and also the 3rd and 2nd division should be well organized. Togbe says, I have 2 questions for Ghana Football Association. If Ghana has now 16 regions and you from RFA based on the old 10 regions, when do you expect to form the RFAs for the other 6 regions? How do you expect the 10 RFAs to oversee the other regions? Prosper comes in to say. All right, and then Prosper says the affiliation fee of 1,000 Ghana cedis for grassroots football, that's Division 2 and Division 3, is too much. They should reduce it to encourage people to affiliate. You don't get anything paying Division 2 and 3. The fee is scaring people from affiliating. This one is from Ed Kojo, who says, same old stories. We need the old footballers to manage the GFA, period. The same people who want to lead the FA were directly or indirectly linked to Kwesi Nyantakyi. They're coming for their personal interests. And that's what Kojo thinks on Facebook. Dave Asieri says, good payment structure for local players. Ishmael Roth says development of sports from grassroots. Kwesi Watson says to ensure that the Black Stars do not partake in any major tournament in order to save us some cash. They are useless as the P in psychology. All right, so that's what Kwesi Watson is saying. But Ima J. Versatile says they should develop the club football and also develop the sports facilities in Ghana to be like Europeans. Lawrence Ripon says, tackle those greedy Ghana officials who take funds and investments, get a brand new manager or help the current manager be better. Mriseni says, don't expect anything new. The normalization committee is more disastrous than the Nyantechi-led GFA. Kofi Anwar and his team of gangsters are doing everything possible to plant crooks and hoodlums to next the GFA presidency. Emmanuel Jima says cancel football activities because the incoming president and executives are not far from corruption. Ebenezer Mensah says pay referees on time and resolve issues based on law and not on the club size. And Paul Daniel Appiah says they must focus on a sponsorship package which can cut across grassroots football. But most importantly, Colts football must be revived and made clear. Okay, and then Kofi Ottobal says starting from the fundamentals, which is developing football talents from community competitive Colts Football League system. Kofi Ottobal says, starting from the fundamental, okay, so we just read that one. But Freeman comes in to say that reviving and revamping juvenile leagues in Ghana, for example, the Coast and the second division leagues. And the second one, he thinks that reduction in wage bill, especially that of the Black Stars, because many Ghanaians think it is too much and therefore deny the teams they support and praise. Some even wish Black Stars failure. Alright, remember to send us your WhatsApp messages. Also go to our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram page. We are Joy News on TV. Now let's talk about the risks associated with buying a second-hand phone. I'm sure you've thought about it. I'm sure you have one. I'm sure you've used one. But have you thought about the risks associated with buying second-hand phones? The Geek Squad have been telling us more.
One of the most disturbing things that happens to people is the phones acting weird.
Yeah.
And anytime I hear some of these concerns, the first thing people open their mouth and say is that, Spikey, I think my phone has been hacked. Why? Because I keep getting certain messages. I keep seeing some things when I open my browser and blah, blah. Now, we're going to start with phones, which is what is closest to all of us. Most people wake up in the morning, the first thing they pick up is their phones. They don't even brush their teeth and then they're like checking to see how many messages. I mean, it's that whole FOMO, fear of missing out. But yeah, what is the most common exploit, the most common risk on phones right now that people need to be aware of? Like, you need to know that this is a risk on the phone. Joseph.
Okay, so I think I'm going to base this off experience or based on what people have been, the prevalent culture here. And I think it is used phones, people buying phones that have already been used by others, right? And or sometimes even gifts. Like basically phones you don't really buy fresh from the store. And from what I've been seeing, at least from where we sit, you find most of these devices either have already been bagged, okay, or there are some things that are on it that the next user using it, okay, if you do not clean up. For example, a lot of people buy phones that maybe these circle people, right, have already rooted it, and that basically means that you're giving the phone higher privileges than the normal user. So if you're using a phone like that, if you come across harmful applications, they can do more harm on your system than the average person. So these used phones, these are some of the existential things that come with them. And I think a lot of them are in the system. A lot of people don't buy fresh phones. Yeah. Because it's cheaper to get a used phone. Yeah.
And also one thing I realized is that when people buy used phones, and like you mentioned, they haven't been reset. You have access to all the other person's data. All the things that you could do.
So many things. So many things.
Adam, you have any?
Yes, to add to what JQ said.
Hey, JQ.
Joseph, basically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know him personally, so that's
I like
how
that.
call it, yeah. And also, you know, most of us are part of WhatsApp groups, Telegraph, and all that. You know, people do send malicious apps, malicious links to those how do you call it, groups.
Yeah.
And when you click on that, you actually connect into a command and control server somewhere where they can actually have access to your phone.
Command and control.
Command and control service.
CNC.
Yeah, CNT.
So, like,
So they can actually have access to your microphones, you know, your camera, your SMS, and basically they have administrative control over your phone. You know.
Once you click on some of these links, like I received one just yesterday in one of the groups I was in that says, you know, click this link to join a WhatsApp group. Now I want to open the link to look at.
Okay.
I knew it wasn't a WhatsApp link, an official WhatsApp link, because it said chat.whatsapp.net. And
Exactly.
you know, I know WhatsApp is whatsapp.com, so definitely it isn't a WhatsApp official WhatsApp group. Now, how do we let people prevent themselves from entering some of these groups? Like,
Well,
from clicking some of these
It even goes beyond what you just said. They could even, let's say, groups of, you know, guys. They could send a photo of a very beautiful lady with all the, you know.
Yeah.
You click on that, and that's what, you know,
So the photo
baits
itself
you to, you
to
know.
a site.
Exactly. It's basically like fishing.
Fish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you are fished actually. You know, and then administrative controls are handed over to the hacker, and he has everything he needs from your phone. So imagine you have a phone that has your browser with your let's say your credit card details saved on it,
Your usernames and your passwords.
username and password and everything.
You just
So
hand it
imagine
over.
what could happen to you.
Yeah. So I've just seen the link. It's http:// and there's chat dot what, and it's not WhatsApp, it's what SSPP. So you know you easily mistaken
Okay,
it
your
for
mind would
WhatsApp.
just read
Yeah,
Yes,
it'll just read
it's a
through
basic phishing, you
That-
know,
and-
methodology.
it. Wow.
Yes, and also if we could go back, you just said HTTP.
Yes. Not
That's what you need to always look out for. You know, you also have to look out for HTTPS if it's
Okay.
you know, got to do with things that's got to do with your private data, you know, things that has to do with your security basically. You always have to watch out for the HTTPS,
Yes.
not the HTTP.
I think you also asking, just, you know, building up on still what we are discussing. You're asking about how the average person can spot some of these things. You have to understand that, you know, for the criminal groups who want to infect people's devices and phones with all these malicious, they thrive on what is.
On that note, we're going to take a quick breather. We'll be back with more. Welcome back from the breather. Still watching Joy News Interactive here on the Joy News channel. You know how to join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or Joy News on TV. As we know, October is Mental Health Month, and the Duchess of Success has spoken publicly for the first time about her struggles to deal with intense media scrutiny following her wedding, pregnancy, and the birth of her first child. Now, in a preview that set social media on fire of an interview with ITV's Tom Bradby about the couple's official visit to South Africa, Meghan admitted feeling really vulnerable during her pregnancy and after the birth of her child, against a backdrop of negative headlines.
He's obviously very concerned about protecting you and protecting you from what he felt his mother went through. It's obviously an area one has to tiptoe into very gently, but I don't know what the impact on your physical and mental health of all the pressure that you clearly feel under.
I would say, look, any woman especially when they're pregnant, you're really vulnerable, and so that was made really challenging. And then when you have a newborn, you know,
It's a long time ago, but I remember, yeah.
You know, and especially as a woman, it's a lot. So you add this on top of just trying to be a new mom or trying to be a newlywed. It's yeah, well, I guess, and also thank you for asking, because not many people have asked if I'm okay, but it's a very real thing to be going through behind the scenes.
And the answer is, would it be fair to say not really okay, since it's really been a struggle?
Yes.
Well, people have been reacting to this on various social media platforms, and that did put Meghan on some of the Twitter trends, but let's see what she had to say on Twitter about that. So the treatment of Meghan Markle is getting as a reflection of what black women go through in this country. Anytime I read a headline intentionally made to tear her down, I feel personally attacked because I know that the only reason why this is happening is because she is black. And Rosebud says, you can see the pain in her eyes. I don't know for certain, but with her circumstances and being a new mom, I'm sure she experienced PPD. Imagine that, having postpartum and the world is trashing you daily. She's just trying to be a mom and it's heartbreaking. Hashtag Meghan Markle. At Mariam says, love how Prince Harry and Meghan Markle protect their family's privacy and how they are raising their beautiful son. Truly a lovely family. At Johnny B44 says, hashtag Meghan Markle is human. And Natasha says, I admire Meghan Markle for not going down the route of having a stiff upper lip. She's right on when she speaks of the internal damage it can cause. The courage she's showing to be vulnerable, open and feel is something many of us can learn from. Hashtag Meghan Markle. Helen Jacques says, I love Meghan Markle for being open and honest about this. Let's start asking about our new moms and families as well as the baby. Postnatal well-being matters. Diva Karen says, I just love hashtag Meghan Markle. Stay strong, Queen. The prayer warriors are fully suited and ready, and we can't wait to see the documentary. But God though says, I want to defend Meghan Markle from everyone. They hate her for no reason. And Laura Babcock says, we have to do better, world. Just because she married a prince doesn't mean she should be bullied and harassed. Hashtag Meghan Markle. At Sweetie05 says, that Meghan Markle clip broke my heart. All right, you know, every Tuesday on Twitter, hashtag Tuesday Thoughts Trends. And here, Joy News Interactive, it's our pleasure to bring you some of those tweets on Twitter, of course. And this one is from @KA_Lajaya, who says, differences aside, hate aside, racism aside, brutality aside, xenophobia aside, apartheid scars aside, suffering aside, disappointments aside, and pride aside. Okay, Mzansi's a loving nation. Hashtag Tuesday Thoughts. Okay. At My Part Talk says, you're always giving attention to something. Pay attention to what? Because what you focus your mind on grows. Okay. At EddieStars_K, he says, when you are good to others, you'll receive it back. When you feel good about yourself, you will shine in other people's eyes. Give and don't expect anything back. You'll be astonished. Great day ahead. At Chichi_Mark says, unfollow people who give you weird energy. Mute and block people who make you feel uncomfortable for whatever reason. Protect your space and pay no mind to how people may perceive you doing this. You deserve greatness, so give it to yourself. Sonal Career says, if you really think it through, most people who dislike you actually want to be in your place desperately. Hashtag Tuesday Thoughts. Indra says, try to love more, stay positive, stop overthinking, have some patience, learn something new, trust the timing of your life. Good morning, Twitter Hearts. God bless you all. On that note, I'm going to end Joy News Interactive here on the Joy News channel on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're Joy News on TV. On YouTube, we are My Joy Online TV. It was a pleasure bringing you today's edition of Joy News Interactive. Have yourselves an awesome day, and remember to join me at 12:50 on the Midday News for Showbiz.